Okay, so I have to move 2, you said, right? 2 to 5. 2 to 5 orders, excuse me.
Yeah, that's correct. 2 to 5 orders.
Okay, from left to right on the bottom of the counter, what do those numbers mean?
Okay, the first one is your firepower. Your second one is your range in hexes. The third one is your proficiency rating. So that before you move or fire or route a unit, you'll check on your morale, which is the 3 numbers on the top, 3 numbers down the right-hand side. If your units aren't suppressed and have a 10, it just automatically, you can go ahead and take one of those actions, move, fire, op fire. The proficiency rating comes into account when you're trying to assault, actually use an op fire, or do a final op fire at the end of the move to an adjacent or a nearby hex. And that proficiency number actually modifies your roll, so that if you've got let's suppose your first line, your undamaged unit completely unsuppressed, so he's at 10, to actually, after you've set him for op fire or to assault fire at the end of your move, you'd have to roll an 8 or less, because you've got that 2 modifier on it. And then the third number, fourth set of numbers I should say, is a number that if the number you attack somebody with is actually, you can add that to the roll and still get a hit. So if I can still hit you and add, say, 4 onto your first unit, I'm also going to damage you, flip you over, and double suppress you.
Wow, okay. Okay, so... go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Does a stack move together, or individual, or what?
No, it's we're moving all individual here.
Okay, so let's say I want to move 1 unit up the road now, let's say. So I have to roll first to see if he could even do it?
If he's got a 10 on him, if he's completely unsuppressed, unhit yet, and he's got a white 10, he can just automatically do it. Otherwise, yeah, you'd have to say, I'm going to use that unit. You make your roll. If you roll a 9 or less, you go. If you roll a 10, you mark it as used, and he can't do anything.
Oh, wow, okay. So here we go. I'm going to roll for my first unit. Okay, so he's good. Up the road is half, right?
It's weirdly enough 2/3.
Oh my God. Okay, so okay, so how many hexes move up for 1?
3 hexes on the road for 2 movement points. 2 points. An extra 1 to get over that hedge and into the field beyond it.
Right. So yeah, I was trying to do the damn fraction math in my head. Okay, that right there is what? 2/3, 2/3, 2/3 is what? 6/3. So it's 2, 3.
Yeah, I got you as 4 over the hedge. I got you 2 up the road, 2 up the road. Yeah, 2 up the road, and then 3, 4, 5.
6 right there.
Sorry, we only moved 5, and sorry, infantry 5.
There you go. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. The second number is movement, right?
No, it's firepower and range. It's just 5 move it for infantry, 4 for weapons teams.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And just go ahead and mark that guy used. Yeah, so that's first of at least 2 to 5.
Okay, he's a 10, so it's automatic, right?
Yeah, you can still roll to fake me out though if you want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just give that one away, so now I know for next time.
Yeah, as soon as you've done at least 2, you can actually say, you can force me to go ahead and move at least 3.
One more, hold on. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'll give you a chance here. And just so you know, decoy concealed counters can actually move, be set for op fire, pretty much everything until they get in line of sight, they're hidden. If you're right up next to a hex though, and survive any fire next to a decoy counter, you actually, the decoy counter will have to get removed.
Yeah, kind of like sighting markers in fighting formations, where if you're adjacent, they disappear, right?
Yeah, pretty much exactly. So I'm going to set up. I'm going to do at least 3 actions here and pass it back to you. Hang on a second.
Okay. Oh, I just noticed the geomorphical maps too. Interesting.
Yeah, they are. I know a landscape architect up here in Toronto, so I'm a big fan of the style. A lot of people don't like it, but it's different than what's out there right now, so it's never a bad thing. So I've moved 3, so go ahead.
Okay, so so they stay used until all of them are moved, then the used markers get removed, right?
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. So do I designate the unit, then roll, or do I just roll and move wherever I want? I mean, how does it work?
I would designate it. Say, just click on the unit. I'll see it light up, and then just make your roll.
Alright, so that's stupid math.
You want to pass over to me? Oh, no, okay.
No. Okay, I'm done. What's your cover bonus for being inside those buildings, by the way?
Yeah, it's 1 for the wooden buildings, and then there's a couple of the 2 for the brick buildings, both in the center and the back left.
Now, I could see into the building, but not behind the building, right? There's a 1 blind hex behind all buildings, I'm assuming?
You got it. And I'm done, by the way. I marked 3, so go ahead. All my units, by the way, started at 10, just so you know.
Okay. So I have to roll underneath the proficiency number, right?
equal to the morale, right, to move, or less than.
I'm done.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and mark my last marker since you don't have any left to use. Okay, so that's turn 1 finished. Go ahead and, so that was turn 1 finished.
Correct. So do I go ahead and remove all the used tokens now or no? Charles was just telling me that you have to roll 2 higher to activate for certain things.
Sorry, say that again?
Charles says if you look at the scenario card, he has to roll 2 higher to activate for certain things. He has a proficiency 4, you have a 2. Because his proficiency is set at 4.
Yeah, my units are actually, when they try to do, say, assault fire at the end of a move, or op fire, or final opportunity fire, I have to add, basically you take your morale, which could be 10-9 if you're unscathed, and then you actually have to make a dice roll against that, but you have to add that proficiency modifier to your roll and still get underneath that morale. In your case, your soldiers are only adding 2. Mine are going to be adding 4 to all the difficult tasks they're going to be try to be doing. They're not as proficient.
Okay.
But the basic items, the basic move, and if you choose to fire at my unit or you have to rout, those are just based on your morale.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually we
go ahead.
we actually have a phase of a rout phase, which neither of us has to test for right now. And then we do the cleanup phase. So yeah, we can do the recovery phase at this point.
Which is removed all the markers?
Yep, just like that.
Okay, so the Americans go first again?
Yeah, keep coming.
Yeah, don't be so impatient there.
Remember, you don't have to move your full movement. Say the unit there on your left flank in B3, you can actually move up to the edge of that hedgerow, stop your movement, and then try to assault fire onto that marker that's in C7 in the building if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. And my next question, in effect to that, was: are there any hindrances in this game?
Oh yeah, so for assault fire, you'd have to, let's assume that that's a full squad, so it's at 10 morale. So he rolls the 10, he gets rolling, he comes up to the edge of the hedge, he's going to fire, he's going to stop his movement and choose to assault fire. So then he's going to take another roll, so that'd be 10. You're trying to shoot for 10, but you've got a dice roll plus your proficiency of 2 to actually do the assault fire. And then the assault fire will be at a -1 on the die roll because you have been moving. And then what you're shooting for is your morale, and you're looking for a dice roll underneath your firepower to hit me, equal to or under.
Okay, which in my case is 6, right?
Yeah, that's right. And if you do score a successful hit on a dummy marker, it gets removed.
All right, just for giggles, let's try it. Okay, so I'm going to move. Okay, so I'm going to assault fire. So do I have to mark it or something?
No, don't mark it yet. Just make a 1d10 roll on your it's a proficiency roll, so you're looking for 8 or less here.
Okay.
Sorry, did you just roll that 7?
I did.
Okay, now we're going to make a roll for it. We're going to make a roll for the actual hit here. Again, it's a dice roll, so you've been proficient enough to actually get the shot off, and now you're going to make that same roll to see whether you hit. The modifier will be a -1 for the wooden house, a -1 for the fact that it's an assault fire. So you're looking again at you're looking at getting a 6 here.
6 or less?
Yeah, 6 or less modifier.
Gotcha. All right, here we go. Nope.
Nope, now he gets marked used.
That was so fun, I'm going to do it again. Hold on. I'm good. Alright, let's do the assault fire again. Now, explain again the initial roll. The initial roll is my proficiency -2, right?
Well, yeah, it's called a proficiency roll. It's when you're testing your morale with that proficiency modifier. It's a proficiency roll. So yeah, it's basically your morale. It's a check against your morale in a sense, but it uses a dice roll with your proficiency added onto it. So you're 6, you're still under it with a 2. So you can go ahead and now take another dice roll and we'll see whether you hit or not.
Okay. Roll the 2.
Yeah, that's a hit. Hang on a sec. There you go.
Nice.
And your unit's used.
Alright, here we go. I'm good.
Actually, I should have. Again, always with a new game, I'm missing rules too. A 10 on, if I'm not mistaken, Charles, you can. I think Charles is listening in. I think a 10 always fails, but let me just check something.
It does.
So in that case, that move doesn't get to happen?
I know on a fire it always fails. I can't remember on a morale to move. I think it's okay on a move.
Well, since it's a learning game, he has a morale of 10, and Davey was saying just to roll, just to kind of throw you off. So, but I ended up rolling a 10.
Yeah, which is okay for a move.
Yeah, Charles is right. A move is fine. A fire fails on a 10.
And I can't unmark it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here we go. That's 2. That's 4 there. Alright, and I pass it over to you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, dumb question. Is there a way to do like a double move or something? Like a specific order for that?
How do you mean?
Like, I know the base move is 5 for infantry, 4 for weapons team. But let's say I want to make the infantry run at double speed. Is there like something for that?
No.
And can I fire out of my range? Like, once again, like if finding formations from a double range, do I take a dice modifier for it?
That's correct. You can actually fire up to twice your range, but you will take that modifier.
Okay.
And the modifier is 1/2 rounded down.
So explain op fire. So if I mark somebody as op fire, does that mean that if you cross within my line of sight, I just start blasting at you?
Op fire can be taken by any unit that hasn't been used yet on the board. The benefit of marking it op fire is you're going to actually get a bonus on the fire, and to your yeah, it's basically a bonus on the fire.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll just check these here to fire at it. Okay.
And I understood it was if you checked your line of sight and it was blocked, or was it automatically used, or was it used only when it was blocked?
Maybe it's when it's blocked.
Well, I had clear line of sight there, so I'm going to take an assault fire there.
Yeah, I just checked. It is when it's blocked.
It is?
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure. I didn't think it was blocked. I just said if it actually winds up being blocked and you've checked, it's marked as used.
Actually, it goes through that one bush in front of the house there. So I don't know what the rules are.
One second. Hedgerows can be seen on both sides of the line in any of the in a non-open hex. It's considered blocked.
So that's blocked. So because I check line of sight, I'm used, right?
Yep. Okay, done as well.
Done.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Explain op fire real quick before I start moving on to the open here. Meaning, if I start moving, you say, "Oh, wait, stop, move back, op fire." Can you shoot, or does it have to be marked with op fire?
No, any unused unit can actually open up with op fire. The benefit of going first and or having it marked op fire, again, is that benefit of firing, gives you that bonus of firing, you're all prepped and ready for it. So at the moment, if you hop over those hedges and I can say stop, I'm going to take an op fire at that, I won't get the benefit of actually having the op fire. Although moving out in the open in this game, I'll just let you know ahead of time, it's quite a nasty penalty for being caught moving out in the open.
Now, just to clarify, you said that if he moves over the hedges and you're not marked for op fire, you can op fire, but it will mark your unit as used, right?
That's correct. I will become used if I op fire at a unit.
And you have to pass a proficiency check to do that also.
Yeah, op fire and final op fire both require that proficiency check to actually get and it's to actually be allowed to fire, and it's the one time if you do say I'm going to op fire and you fail your proficiency check, you're actually not marked as used.
Okay, here we go. Let's try this. So moving into the building is 2, correct?